Hi, I'm Max Johnson. I'm the creative coordinator here at Antipodes Bookshop, and I'm also the curator and gallery owner of Jackie Jones in Rosebud, and I chair the ACAP Arts and Culture Advisory Panel for Mornington Peninsula Shire. I've always been creative. As a little kid, I would always rearrange my bedroom and go around to people's houses and pick out particular things that I liked, art on the walls and photography, and I've just always picked up a crayon and drawn something, and it was just a natural affinity. So I first started out in my career path. I was in visual merchandising, and through that lens I got to go all up and down the east coast of Australia to different stores and do different fit outs. And then I realised I could do that for myself. So Felix was my first brainchild. So I probably was pretty young and naive, and at 21 you think you're bulletproof, so you just want to go at it. It was a really interesting year. In February that year my grandfather died, and right before he died I told him that I had this idea for this project, and he said, there are too many things in my life that I just didn't do. I was afraid and I didn't take that risk. Go for it. And that really propelled me, and I think I just threw myself in head first. I had the support of my mum and my stepfather at the time, and we were looking for space in Mornington, and we came across this enormous old warehouse style shop in Dramana right on the main street, and it was so cheap, and it was completely run down. It didn't have a floor, didn't have anything. We had to paint, we had to do all the electrical. But I just saw an opportunity there for our community, and so I turned it into a shop, and we had a cafe at the back, and we employed 20 people or more over the summer, and it just became this enormous entity unto itself. It was really, really fun. So the skills and qualities that I think are essential to any endeavour would be mentoring. I've had some incredible mentors along the way, and one of the first mentors I ever had was in a sales role. I was 19 years old, and it was my very first day, and it was an enormous company, and it was really overwhelming, and this person took me under their wing and said, even if you only retain 10% of what I tell you today, keep that and then ask me more questions, and we will have already covered it, but you can build from there. And so it took away the pressure of having to know everything straight away, but it allowed me to feel comfortable asking questions and being naturally curious. During the lockdown in Melbourne, my partner and I recognised that the community really needed a place to come back together. So Jackie Jones originally was born in Rosebud, and it was a real passion project for us. So in that time where we couldn't go out much, we spent a lot of time at the beach, and we looked around at the colour palette and the textures and the things on the beach and in the scrub there. Jackie Jones was a real person 150 years ago. He was the very first trader in Rosebud, and he was shipwrecked on the foreshore there. So this was a nod to the history of our place, and from there we've expanded. So we now have another gallery down in Gippsland, which is really great, this little town called Hayfield. And we also have a space here at Antipodes Bookshop in Sorrento. For me, the most rewarding thing about what I do is seeing the results for the other artists. So I view my particular artwork as space and place. So being able to provide somewhere for other people to excel, and then seeing them for the first time, see their work hanging on the wall, or engaging with other people and their own art. I know what a big hurdle that can be for people. So I think that's the biggest reward, is when we finally get there and they see that, actually that wasn't that scary, I can do that. Next on the horizon is a really big project I'm so excited about. We're looking at starting a not-for-profit community art space in our community. So we're looking to do workshops and events and classes and open studios with the support of local council and hopefully some philanthropy, and really combating loneliness in the community and channeling those people who aren't academic or sports orientated and who want to do something much more creative with their time, and a real melting pot of people coming together and using those different skill sets. So I'm really excited to kind of share that with everyone soon. I think the best piece of advice I've ever been given would be when my grandfather was dying and he said, just go for it. There's too many regrets and too many things in his life. He was in his 80s and he said, I wasn't brave. I never took those chances. So being brave, going for it. Yes, you might fail. Yes, it might fall over. Yes, you might send yourself bankrupt. You know, what's the alternative?